Look at him. Just look at him. 6 foot 4 inches. Built like a Viking. One of the most expensive strikers on the planet. And he is just walking, not jogging, not pressing, not doing anything. Literally just strolling around the pitch like he forgot he's at a World Cup. Mbappé is making sprints. Kane is dropping deep, linking play, covering every blade of grass. Even Cristiano Ronaldo, who is 41 years old, is covering more distance at this tournament than Haaland, and yet 7 goals in 4 games. More than Messi, Mbappé, and Ronaldo combined in their debut World Cups. 39% conversion rate, the best at a World Cup since Gary Lineker in 1986. Norway, who hadn't been at a World Cup since 1998, have just knocked out Brazil. So I need someone to explain to me, how is the man who walks 84% of every game the most dangerous striker on the planet right now? Welcome back to Elite's Power, and today we're going to break down the monster. Let's start with the stats because honestly they don't make sense at first. Haaland walks 84% of every match. He covers just 9 kilometers per game. Kane averages 11. Mbappé does double the sprints. Even at 37 years old, Lewandowski participates more in build-up play than Haaland does. His SofaScore rating this season, 7.43. That's the lowest of the 3 big strikers. Mbappé has 7.91. Kane has 7.90. He creates almost nothing for teammates. 0.10 assists per 90 minutes. Nearly 3 times fewer than Kane, by almost every metric that isn't a goal. Haaland loses. And then you look at the actual goals. 7 goals from 18 shots. 1 goal every 14 touches of the football. That stat has never happened before at a World Cup by anyone who scored more than 3 goals in the last 60 years. Never. Not Ronaldo, not Messi, not Ronaldo Fenomeno. Nobody. Against Brazil, 4 shots, 3 on target, 2 goals. That efficiency is not human. His first 6 goals of this tournament came from an average distance of just 7.5 meters from goal. He doesn't shoot from distance. He doesn't try to be clever. He walks around doing absolutely nothing for 85 minutes and then appears in exactly the right place at exactly the right time and puts it in the net. And defenders cannot stop it. So how? Why? What is actually happening here? Here's the thing that most people watching Haaland just don't understand. He's not walking because he's lazy. He's not walking because he doesn't care. He's walking because it's the most intelligent thing he could possibly do. Think about it from a defender's perspective. When an attacker runs, you follow him. That's instinct. That's been drilled into every defender since they were 8 years old. Movement triggers tracking. It's automatic. But when a striker walks, that defensive mechanism relaxes. Not completely, but enough. The defender assumes the danger is somewhere else, keeps half an eye on Haaland, but focuses on the ball. And then, in less than 1 second, Haaland explodes. Against Brazil, watch the footage carefully. He drifts into the area slowly, casually. The Brazilian defenders are focused on the ball. Haaland is just there, strolling. Then the pass comes in from Schjelderup, a 22-year-old winger, and Haaland is already a step ahead of his marker. Powerful header, 79th minute. Brazil 0, Norway 1. The defender had been watching him walk for 79 minutes. He wasn't ready. And then in the 89th minute, when Brazil were pushing everything forward trying to equalize, Haaland found the ball just outside the box. 1 touch. Hammered it in. 2-1. Game over. Brazil eliminated. That's the pattern. Walk for the entire game. Save everything for the 1 or 2 moments that decide it. His maximum sprint speed against Arsenal this season was 36.2 kilometers per hour, the fastest at Manchester City. The player who covers the least ground is also the fastest when he decides to move. He saves every explosive burst for the 5 meters that actually matter. That's not a weakness. That is the most efficient system any striker has ever operated in modern football. But here's what nobody is talking about. Haaland doesn't just walk anywhere. He walks within a system that is specifically designed for him to walk. At Manchester City, Guardiola built the entire attack around getting the ball to Haaland in the right position at the right moment. Rodri, Bernardo Silva, De Bruyne before his retirement. Their whole job was to find Haaland when he was ready. Norway is the same. Different level of players. Same principle. Ødegaard, one of the best midfielders in the Premier League, has 10 assists in 10 games for Norway this season. Not because Norway are flashy or entertaining, but because Ødegaard and Haaland have spent years building one single thing, an understanding of exactly when and exactly where Haaland is going to be available. Young players like Schjelderup have bought into that system too. That assist against Brazil, a 22-year-old who knew exactly where Haaland would be before the ball even left his foot. And when France played Norway in the group stage, Norway rested Haaland. They'd already qualified, didn't need to risk him. France won 4-1 against a completely changed Norwegian side. The moment Haaland was back, Iraq, Senegal, Ivory Coast, Brazil, gone. Norway have now reached the quarterfinals of a World Cup for the first time in their entire history. And Haaland? The same day he scored twice against Senegal, Messi scored a hat-trick for Argentina. Instead of talking about himself, Haaland went on social media to post about Messi's goals. The internet called him a monster. He responded by being the most wholesome Gen Z Viking you've ever seen in your life. But on the pitch? Yeah, monster is absolutely right. Let's just go through what Haaland has actually done at this World Cup, because I don't think people are fully appreciating it. 7 goals in 4 appearances. Most goals by any player in their debut World Cup since Poland's Grzegorz Lato in 1974. Over 50 years ago, his 7 goals is more than Messi had at his first World Cup. More than Mbappé, more than Ronaldo, more than all 3 of them combined in their debut tournaments. They managed 6 between them. Haaland has 7 on his own, 4 match-winning goals. Only 2 players in World Cup history have ever had more in a single tournament. Lato in 1974 and Shilesi in 1990. 14 consecutive Norway appearances with a goal, 27 goals during that run. Win on 1022 goals for Manchester City in 207 games, from an expected goals figure of just 104.6. He's overperforming his expected goals by nearly 70. Nobody in history comes close to that number, and he's 25 years old. Messi didn't win a World Cup until he was 35. Ronaldo is still chasing it at 41. Haaland is 25 at his first World Cup. And Norway are in the quarterfinals for the first time in their entire history. This Saturday, he faces England. Harry Kane, 6 goals at this tournament. The Premier League's other great striker. Haaland's own Manchester City teammate. 2 of the most lethal forwards on the planet. On the same pitch, quarter-final. If you're not watching that game, I genuinely don't know what you're doing. So here's the question every defender at this World Cup has been asking. How do you stop him? Nobody has found the answer yet. Iraq tried to mark him with 2 defenders. He scored twice. Senegal tried to press high and deny him the ball. He scored twice. Ivory Coast sat deep to cut off his runs. He still scored. Brazil, one of the greatest defensive nations in football history, tried everything. 2-1. Norway win. Now it's England's turn. Jordan Pickford has already conceded 7 of the 10 shots Haaland has had against him in the Premier League. 7 out of 10. The man statistically owns him. But England have Bellingham, who just scored twice at the Azteca in 98 seconds to knock out Mexico. They have Kane on 6 goals, in the form of his life. They have momentum. And here's the other side of it. Haaland hasn't been perfect. He missed 2 big chances against Iraq, even while scoring twice. The "I don't care" comment about the France game went everywhere. There's a red card controversy that's still being talked about. He's human, just about, but the walking, the efficiency, the timing, the system, the records, everything points to one conclusion. When Norway need a goal on Saturday, Haaland will be there, casually walking, seemingly unbothered, until he isn't, and then it'll be too late. That's the Haaland story right now. The walking, the memes, the monster stats. Norway shocking the entire world. If you're new here, subscribe, like the video. Peace.